everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome to your intermediate advanced power flow. I invite you to grab your blocks, your mat, and settle down. I'll meet you on the mat as soon as you're ready. To begin, let's find our way down onto our backs into a reclined butterfly. Draw the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to fall to the outside edges of your mat. Arms well away from the body. Option to use blocks to support the knees. And closing down the eyes. Let's take a few minutes here just to deregulate, to wind down a little bit as we prepare. Let go of our to-do list. For the next 40-45 minutes, bring our focus to our practice, to our breath, to the present moment. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together, inhaling deeply to a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. And grab another extra sip. And then part your lips side out. Take the right hand, place it on the abdomen between the belly button and the rib cage, the low ribs. Left hand can come on the heart. Inhaling now again, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Grab an extra sip. Part the lips and sigh it out. Last one, continue on your own. As you inhale to a count of 4, feel the abdomen rise, the ribs expand up and out to the side. When you reach 4 and grab that extra sip, maybe even the collarbone lifts, parting the lips as you sigh it out, the abdomen lowers. And now closing down the lips. Continue to breathe just like that, constricting the back of the throat, invoking your Ujjayi breath. Making the oceanic sound as you exhale through the nose. When we inhale, our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight response. But when we exhale, we switch to rest and digest. And our parasympathetic nervous system is engaged. And we reduce the stress hormone cortisol. So focus on lengthening the exhales. When you're ready, draw the knees in towards each other, using the hands to guide the knees together. If you had blocks, set those blocks aside. Draw both knees in towards the chest, hands coming onto the shins. Extend the left leg long, pulling the right knee outside the rib cage. The left leg is active. Perhaps the heel hovers. Option to set the heel down. But imagine you're standing on that left foot. Draw the right knee wide outside the rib cage. And as you inhale, the knee pushes into the hand. As you exhale, pulling the knee in to the shoulder. And as you inhale next, switch legs, extending the right leg long. The left knee comes outside the rib cage, pulling the knee in as you exhale. And continue to alternate legs as you inhale, switching. The extended leg comes to a hover as the belly button draws in towards the spine, activating our core, warming up. Continue to alternate as you exhale, drawing the knee into the shoulder. Just a few more. And once you've balanced that out, pulling both knees in towards the chest, keeping the tailbone down onto your mat, add a gentle rock side to side following your breath. And then when you're ready, release the soles of the feet down onto the mat so the pinky toe is practically onto the floor. Take the arms out into a T, palms facing up. As you inhale, allow both knees to fall to the right as your gaze goes left. Inhale, the knees to middle, the gaze to the ceiling. As you exhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Following your breath, continue that windshield wiper movement side to side. As we loosen up the hips, get the synovial fluid moving around to lubricate. Perhaps pausing just for a moment as the knees come down. Next time the knees come to the left, pause there, lifting the left ankle and placing the left ankle on top of that right knee, allowing gravity to intensify our reclined twist. If you have blocks or a pillow, if there's space under the left knee, slide a block in there to support the knees. Options for the gaze can remain up to the ceiling or take the gaze across the right fingertips. Another option is to take the left hand onto that left knee. Just an option. Pick what suits you today. We're here for about 5 breaths. Or whatever you need in this recline twist. Gently unhooking the ankle from the knee, the soles of the feet returning onto the mat to the long edges, the knees fall in together. Perhaps come back to that windshield wiper movement a few times as we prepare for the opposite side. The next time the knees come down to the right, lifting that right ankle on top of the left knee, allowing gravity to do its thing. Perhaps using a block to support the knees. Gaze can be up to the ceiling, or the gaze can come across the left fingertips. Option to take the right hand onto the right knee. This side might feel quite a bit different than the other side. We're here for about 5 breaths. Now gently unhooking the ankle from the knee, removing the blocks if you have blocks there supporting the knees. Perhaps a couple of times windshield wiper, or draw the knees in towards the chest, hands coming onto the shins. And now tuck the hands in behind the knees, lifting the shoulders and the head up towards the knees, rounding through the back. As long as it feels comfortable for you, begin to rock and roll until you can come up into a comfortable high boat. Options here in our high boat. Number 1, draw the belly button into the spine. Hands can remain in behind the knees, or you can bring the hands down to the floor. Or option, opening up through the heart center, maybe straightening the legs, toes coming to eye level. Inhale and exhale, coming to low boat. Inhale to high boat. Exhale to low boat. Inhale, returning to our high boat. Perhaps from here, tapping the toes down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Returning to our high boat. Exhale to low boat. Staying in the hover, draw the arms above the head. Arms hover, head hover, shoulders and heels hovering. 1 more breath. And exhale, release. Pausing there for just a moment. And now draw the knees in. Option to simply swing the feet out to the side and meet us in table, or return to that rock and roll through seated into table. In our table posture, we're looking to have the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees hip width apart, directly underneath the hips, pushing the palms into the mat, spreading the fingers nice and wide, thumb and forefinger forming the shape of an L. Drop the belly, take the gaze forward as you inhale. Allow the shoulders to roll down the back towards the hips. And then as you exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine, rounding through the back. The gaze follows to the belly button as you exhale into your cat. And then inhale, returning to your cow. And closing down the eyes now in order to bring the awareness inwards. How does your body feel? Where are the tight spots as you move through your cat-cows, following your breath? Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. Option here to bring some freedom to your cat-cows, maybe taking the hips side to side or rolling through some figure eights. Just a final opportunity to loosen up the body. Maybe working the wrists. Just a couple more cat cows. Finding stillness in a neutral table. Tuck the back toes under, lifting the knees to a hover so that you have room to slide a book under the knees. So the knees are hovering just a little bit above our mat. The gaze is down between the hands and slightly forward. Release the knees onto the mat. Take a deep inhale and exhale, pushing into the palms. Lift those knees back up to a hover, not really high. It's harder to take the knees just a couple inches off of your mat. And release the knees, come down. We've got 1 more of these hovering tables to execute. Inhale to lift the knees up off the mat. Energetically, imagine drawing your palms towards the toes, engaging the core, drawing the belly button to spine. And now, as you inhale, draw the hips up and back into your first downward dog of the day. Begin to alternate, straightening one leg while you bend the other, intending the heels to come down of the straightened leg. And if the heels feel incredibly far off the floor, just draw the feet in a little bit closer to the hands. The heart melts through the shoulders. The eye of the elbow is looking at the ears. The nose intends towards the toes as you pedal your feet. Finding stillness now, inhale to lift up high on the toes as you roll forward, shoulders coming past the palms into high plank for 1 breath, and then bending the knees, coming to that hovering table. The hips draw back towards the heels until they can't go back any further. The hips rise up to our downward dog and the heels come down. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, lifting up onto the toes, rolling forward into your high plank like a wave. Pause there for 1 breath, bending the knees, returning to that hovering table as the hips push back, the thighs reaching the chest, the abdomen, the hips push up, the heels sink. Last one, inhaling up onto the toes, rolling forward like a wave, shoulders coming past the wrists, hold in high plank, bend the knees, pushing back to downward dog. And now bending the knees, take the gaze forward and walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Half lift, hands come to shins, the back is nice and flat, shoulder blades retract towards each other, the gaze is down, slightly forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, and exhale, fold. Bending both knees, pushing into the soles of the feet, rise up, hands reach for the sky. Relax the shoulders from the ears, and as you exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach, hinging at the waist, bending the knees, exhale, fold. Half lift and fold. Root to rise, pushing into the soles of the feet. Inhale as you reach, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach, exhale, swan dive, half lift, and fold. Stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left into high plank. Option to release the knees to the mat first, otherwise lowering slowly to a count of 5, 4. The elbows draw to the back of the room. 3, 2, and 1. Onto the tummy, untuck the toes. Inhale, the chest comes to the hover. Hands come to a hover. And exhale, release. 2 more times, just like that. Inhaling to hover, and exhale, release. 1 more, baby cobra. Inhale to hover, holding here for 1 breath cycle. Exhale, release. And tucking the toes, charge the legs so the knees lift, the thighs lift, even the hips lift. Option to come through table, meeting in downward dog. Inhale, high plank, and exhale, downward dog. Bend both knees, take your gaze forward, make your way to the top of your mat. Half lift and fold. Root to rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach, and exhale, fold. Half lift and fold. Stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left, high plank. Lowering slowly to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 half. And onto the tummy, untuck the toes. Walk the hands forward to the top of the mat, tenting the fingers so we're up on our fingertips. The elbows lift up nice and high. And this time as you inhale, using the muscles in our back, lifting up, the head comes up last. And then exhale, lowering slowly. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale to lift. And exhale. And the fingertips are used just for balance. Last one, inhale to lift. And exhale, head comes down last. Draw the palms in under the shoulders, elbows lift up high and pull together. Imagine a rope pulling the elbows towards each other. Tuck the toes, Charge up the legs, the knees, the thighs, the hips lift. Inhale to high plank and exhale, downward dog. Bend both knees, make your way to the top of your mat. Half lift and fold. Root to rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach. Swan dive. Half lift and fold. Stepping back with the right foot, releasing the knee down onto the mat. Option to roll the mat up for a little extra cushioning here. And then untuck the toe. Inhale to runner's lunge. Supported lunge. And now take that left foot out to the side. Left hand can come onto the hip or sliding down the leg. Inhale to reach with that right hand. And then as you exhale, take that right hand up and over, fingertips reaching to the left. Perhaps the hips push to the right, feeling a stretch in the groin area, the inside of the thigh. One more breath here. Inhale to reach, drawing the foot back in. Exhale, releasing the hands, come down either side of that front foot, tucking the toe, charge that back leg up, stepping forward and fold. Half lift and fold. Inhale to reach and exhale, hands to heart center. Opposite side, inhale to reach and exhale, fold. Half lift and fold. This time stepping back with the left foot, releasing the left knee down onto the mat. Untuck that back toe. Inhale to lunge. Palms facing each other, pinky fingers spiraling in. Releasing the right hand down to the right hip. Take that right leg out to the side. The outside edge of that foot pushing down into the mat. And then as we allow the left hip to maybe go to the left a little bit, that top left hand, palm faces down. Maybe the right hand slides down that leg, looking to feel the stretch in the inner thigh, the groin area here. As we prepare for wide-legged forward fold, skater pose, Skandasana. Inhale to reach, drawing that right foot back in, releasing the hands coming down either side of that front foot, tucking the back toe, charge that leg up, stepping forward and fold. Inhale, half lift and fold. Root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, sinking the hips, chair pose. Option here, dropping the hands so the fingertips just graze our mat, and perhaps touching the pinky toes. This is a target for our hip height, lifting the arms up. Maybe lifting them a little bit higher so we can't even see our arms. If that seems a bit much, take the hands to heart center. From here, exhale to fold. Half lift and fold. Stepping back to high plank. Low plank. Upward dog or cobra is your inhale, and exhale, downward dog. Now inhale that right heel nice and high, right leg straight, toe points down. Inhaling up high onto the left foot. Draw that right knee in under the chest towards the chin, rounding the back, lifting the foot between the hands, the back leg, draw that back foot in 6 inches. The heel comes down, inhaling up to warrior one. So just taking a minute here, take your hands to hips, check that back foot. It's on a 45-degree angle. The front knee is stacked over top of that front ankle. The thigh is bent. Palms facing each other now, reaching up. Take a deep inhale. Maybe the gaze follows up. And as you exhale, draw the hands in behind the back. Pull the shoulders back towards the back of the room. Straighten the arms, interlacing here. And now hinging at the waist. Folding forward into your humble warrior. Right shoulder to right knee. The crown of the head dips. The arms reaching up. Holding here for just a few breaths. And now rising up slower than you really want to. Shoulders draw back, knuckles reach down, and inhale to reach. Exhale, hands either side of that front foot, stepping back to your high plank, low plank, upward dog, or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Opposite side, inhaling, that left foot comes up, rising up onto the right toe. As you exhale, the knee draws under the chest, in towards the nose, stepping the foot through the hands. The back foot draws in maybe 6 inches. The heel releases down. Toe on a 45, so the back foot is on a 45-degree angle. Front knee stacked over that front ankle, warrior one. The intention is to draw the right hip forward and the left hip draws back. Exhale, interlacing the fingers behind the back, opposite direction. Shoulders pull back. Straightening the arms, the knuckles draw to the floor, and now hinging at the waist. Shoulder comes inside the knee. Now when we do the humble warrior, the hips may want to wander out to one side of the mat. See if you can draw the hips in line with the center of your mat. Imagine the string tied now to the knuckles, lifting you up slowly. The core is engaged. Shoulders draw back. Knuckles reach down. Inhale to reach. And exhale. Hands come down either side of that front foot. Stepping back to high plank, low plank, upward dog, or cobra is your inhale, or simply skip the vinyasa and meet us in downward dog. Inhale, the right foot comes up nice and high, stacking the hips so the right hip stacks on top of the left, bending the knee. Now straightening the leg, unstack the hips, release that foot comes down. Opposite side, inhaling, the left heel up nice and high. Stack the hips so the left hip rolls right over on top of the right, bending the knee. Now straighten the leg, unstack the hips, releasing that foot comes down. And now bending the knees, take your gaze forward, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Half lift and fold. Root to rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach. As you exhale, stepping back with the right foot, crescent lunge. Front knee bent over the front ankle. The back knee is bent, but we're on the ball of the back foot, so the heel stacks over the ankle. Inhale. And as you exhale, release. The right hand comes down. The left hand comes up. Easy twist. The back leg, the back of the back leg lifts up. So a nice straight leg there. Left palm facing the wall on your left. Gaze comes down. Release the top hand down either side of the front foot. And now pivoting on both feet, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So from here, the outside edge of the foot pushing down into the mat. The knees have at least a micro bend in them. Release the palms down to the floor. Option here, also releasing the crown of the head. You can stay right here if that feels good enough. If you want more of a stretch, walk the hands back between the feet behind you. Pausing there for a moment. Walking the palms, come forward. Pivoting on both feet towards the front of your mat. Stepping back to high plank, low plank, upward dog or cobra is your inhale, and exhale, downward dog. And just adjusting my position. Inhale, the right heel comes up, stepping through the hands. Crescent lunge is your inhale. As you exhale, releasing the left hand comes down, the right palm comes up. Gaze might follow the hand or the wall. Releasing the top hand comes down, pivoting on both feet, returning to our wide-legged forward fold. The outside edge of both feet pushing into the ground. The knees have a micro bend. Bend the elbows. Use the peace fingers now, reaching for the big toes, bending through the elbows so you can use the arms to intensify that stretch through the hamstrings at the back of the leg. Hold for a couple of breaths here. And then releasing the big toes. Palms come back onto the floor. Walk the hands to the front of your mat. Stepping back to high plank, low plank, upward dog or cobra is your inhale. And exhale, downward dog. Adding on. Inhale, the right heel comes up nice and high. As you exhale, stepping through the hands, crescent lunge is your inhale. And from here in your crescent lunge, pivot on the back foot coming into warrior two. The front knee stacks over the front ankle. The heel of the front foot lining up with the mid-step of the back foot. Strong, solid Vira 2. The arms, shoulder height. Gaze coming across the front fingertips. Inhale. And as you exhale, cartwheel, the left hand comes down. Right hand comes up, pivoting on the back foot. Releasing the top hand comes down and now pivoting on both feet into that wide-legged position, but now bend the back knee, coming into skater pose towards the back of your mat. The knee tracks with the toes, the right arm going in the relative direction of that left knee, and the left arm back. Inhale. And now switching the weight, transferring the weight to the front of your mat. One more time, transferring the weight, keeping the hips low in our skater pose to the back. Finally, returning to the front of your mat, pivoting on the feet, releasing the hands come down, stepping back to high plank, low plank, upward dog or cobra is your inhale, and exhale, downward dog. Next side, inhaling the left heel up to the sky as you exhale, stepping through the hands. Crescent lunge is our inhale. Gaze might follow up, and then take another inhale here as you exhale, pivoting on the back foot, coming into warrior two. And now now cartwheeling, the right hand comes down as the left hand comes up. Pausing for a breath. Releasing the top hand comes down, pivoting through your wide-legged forward fold, skater pose to the back of the room. Keeping the hips low, skater pose, perhaps coming up onto the heel of the back foot, toe lifting up. Let's go to the back one more time. Maybe the left toe comes up. Returning to the top of our mat, pivoting both feet, stepping back here into high plank, low plank, upward dog or cobra is your inhale, and exhale, downward dog. One more flow. Inhaling, that left heel comes up. As you exhale, stepping through the hands, warrior two is your inhale. Flipping that front palm, reverse your warrior. The right hand can go down that back leg or into a half bind. Palm of the left hand comes up and over, fingertips reaching to the back of the room. Right from our reverse warrior cartwheel, the right hand comes down, pivoting on the back foot. The left hand comes up and exhale, releasing the left palm comes down, pivoting on the feet into our wide-legged forward fold, hands coming to heart center, Skandasana to the back of our mat, option to place the hands on a block. Skandasana to the front, maybe the toe lifts. And Skandasana to the back. One more time to the front as we pivot on both feet, stepping back to high plank, low plank, upward dog or cobra is your inhale, and exhale, downward dog. One more side. Inhaling, the right heel comes up. As you exhale, stepping through the hands, right from here, going to our warrior two. And flipping the front palm, preparing for reverse warrior. Exhale, reverse warrior. Right from here, cartwheeling, the left hand comes down and the right hand comes up. Exhale, releasing the hands, come down, pivoting through wide-legged forward fold, Skandasana to the back of your mat, sinking the hips as low as you can, hands coming to heart center. Maybe that front toe lifts up, keeping the hips down, pivoting to the front. Last one, exhale to the back. And now pivoting to the front. Palms release either side of that front foot. Stepping back to high plank. Lowering to low plank. Upward dog or cobra is your inhale. And exhale, downward dog. And take a deep, deep inhale here. And part your lips, exhale, as you lower the knees to the wide edges of your mat. Draw the hips back towards the heels, swinging the feet out to one side or the other. Slowly coming down onto our backs. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Hands coming on to the knees. Perhaps adding a gentle rock here, side to side. As we prepare for our Shavasana. Maybe taking a moment in our happy baby, arms coming inside the knees, palms, hands reaching for the outside edge of the feet, pulling the knees wide of the rib cage. Maybe a gentle rock side to side here. And slowly releasing the feet, pulling the knees in one last time, lifting the chin up towards the knees, curling up into a tight ball, taking a deep, deep inhale, and exhale, releasing into your Shavasana. Option to leave the soles of the feet onto the mat. That'll feel really good in the low back. Option to extend the legs long. Maybe the feet come hip width apart or mat width apart, whatever feels best. Tuck the shoulders in underneath the back. Draw the shoulder blades in together. Tucking the chin slightly. And take up as much room as you need with the arms. Returning to your regular breath. Invite you to stay here in your Shavasana as long as you need. Your awareness now to the breath. Feel the abdomen rise and fall. Begin to waken by wiggling our fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, perhaps adding a gentle rock of the head from side to side. Extend the arms above the head and the feet pointing in the opposite direction. Inhale to stretch and exhale. One more time. Inhale to stretch and exhale. And rolling onto our right side body, head resting on the right arm, eyes closed or gaze down. Pausing for a moment in fetal pose to acknowledge as we move from corpse pose to fetal pose, we're reminded with each ending is a beautiful new beginning. Again, keeping the eyes closed or gaze down, push into that top hand and find your way up into a comfortable seated posture, legs crossed, perhaps on a block. Inhale to reach and exhale, hands to heart center. You have enough, you do enough, you are enough, just the way you are. Namaste. My name is Randy. Thank you for sharing your Power Flow Intermediate Advanced. Have a good day. Namaste.